Hi everyone, this is Psychological Design Assignment 1, and then I will talk about my observation missions. I will explain to you in terms of some ways. First, record and observe the physical information and users' behavior of the site, and corresponding to series. Finally, the recommendations for redesign respond to and improve the problems before the site. I choose the site in the green public space of the southwestern gate of the B block and the roads around it. The site consists of trees and benches that can accommodate 2 people, but they are far away or facing away. Because now it's winter in Australia and the building is repairing, so there are some maintenance measures and construction noise around it. This all will influence the environment of the site and people's behaviors. These tables show the number of visitors during weekdays and weekends. Meanwhile, they also compare the figure for sunny and cloudy. The highest data is lunchtime during 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., while it's lower at 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. when students and teachers attend lectures. That's the reason why I choose this period to focus on behaviors of the user. This page is the form records and analyzes the scenes from 3 aspects by DCL theory, such as leftovers. There are some food waste on the ground, indicating that there is meal activities, and DCL said changes may separate the species that existed before, thereby increasing the quality of privacy control and darkness or more severely divided territory. The site divides the area by placing and greening the benches, and the paving form corresponds to the green across the road. For the office signs, DCL mentioned that official public messages usually appear in the environment's design for a specific purpose. There are construction signs and Wi-Fi coverage area around to inform the site of the information. Through Brunswick's framework, with the selection of objective clues of the site to evaluate the quality of the site, it can be found that the placement of objects and the roads are single, and the person's interaction is relatively low. Most of the site is shaded because the light is dark caused by dense and short trees and the winter, so there is not enough light, affecting the site and unsafely. In addition, the arrangement of trees and street lights is neat, blocking the site as well. Moreover, there is noise with construction in the afternoon. According to Gifford, another environmental factor which affects our visual perception and is related to color is light. Without the sunlight, some people may suffer from psychological health problems. There is a strong case to make that personality theory has always been based on the environment, since the traits that have been produced are based on the person's reaction to their environment. So it's found that the user's emotions are in a relatively calm and relaxed state, and most of behavior that occur are individual, such as listening to music, reading books, playing mobile phones, eating, sitting, making phone calls. Very few are talking. According to Gibson, substances, surfaces, layouts are first understood in how they afford certain functions. The site is not very easy to spot due to its location and light. There are no obvious paths and road signs here. Roads can be identified by distinguishing between soil and floor paving. At the same time, the site also has some special arrangements, such as a large volume of stone in the soil. I guess it's convenient for people to pass. This setting is not very easy to be discovered by users. The design will respond later. Circles indicated staples and lines of different colors represent people's roads. This color represents the direction in which people enter the school building from outside the school. There are three main roads in the picture. Route 1. Most people just bypass the site. Some people will stay and talk around the site with 2 or 3 people. Very few people will cross the place. After a long period of observation, it was found that a street light on the outside of the site would affect the road of some people. Some people perceive this column and bypass it. Others are choosing a closer path. Therefore, the position of a column will affect the user's behavior. This right line represents the direction in which people come out of the building and pass through the field. There are 3 main roads. The first is the slope, and most of the people who crossed the slope during the observation period were security guards, construction workers, and disabled people. There are no obvious indications and cues to make people see where this slope leads, because the information given in front is the construction site. At the same time, when people pass by, the line of sight cannot communicate with the outside world, excluding the case of more than 190 cm and less than 50 cm. Route 2 can be seen. People will go straight out of the site to go somewhere else. Route 3 represents the situation where the user entered and passed through the site. It can be seen that there are trees, benches, and pillars in the direction of entering the site from the steps, which will seriously affect the passenger. And the people who enter the site are purposeful and most choose sit down. Next, the location of this trash can affects people's behavior. These pictures show that people like to eat near the trash can. There is no unpleasant smell in the vicinity, and it's in a more comfortable area. In the location inside the site, the space is more private, so people prefer to choose here. Take the boy in this white dress as an example. He chose a seat with the least amount of floor and the innermost seat because he needs to clean the wound on his foot. He needs space for relative privacy. As can be seen from the figure, the user chooses to sit on one side or the middle of the chair and then put the personal belongings around, showing territorial awareness. They are all personal behaviors and not crowded. There are also 3 basic distances in the site: personal distance, social distance, and public distance. Seating arrangement only provides intimate distance for 2 people only, social distance and even further. And this is also the reason why there are few group activities in this location. There are some conclusions, for example, why this site is most for person activities. I designed for the site, focusing on the placement and form of long chairs, increase the number of tables, street lights, increasing net light, making the venue safer, and then reducing the number of trees to reduce shadow on the ground and increase natural light. While the temperature will be appropriate, so I improved the physical environment of the site. The second picture is tables and benches arrangement. Galvin Todgers said engagement is enriched physically, psychologically, and emotionally through multi-sensory experiences of nature. And well-being is about access to one's existential possibilities through experience involving the body intimately interconnected with the world. Change the form of the bench so that people can rely on the tree closer to nature, and table is to increase group activities and make the space active. Gibson believed that certain arrangements of cure give the perceiver direct, immediate perceptions of the environment. I add an obvious path in the middle of the field and add sense to the slope to guide people through. Finally, I hope to improve the site from 3 aspects make it more safer and functional and flexible than comfortable. And then thank you for watching.